Alright, so next what we're going to do is we're going to do a big dirt hole set. And so this big dirt hole set is going to be really good for a variety of different predators. The thing is that you don't want it too big and flashy for coyotes. But for a badger, it's good for a badger. So this set's going to be kind of a multi-purpose. I'm not going to do a big flashy dirt hole, but it's going to be a big dirt hole. It's not going to be so big it would shy away a coyote, but it's also going to be really good for the badger. So what this is on the embankment right here. There's kind of a little bit caved in, so probably what happened was a rabbit kind of used that. One thing that people do mess up with badgers is actually identifying what a rabbit hole or a jackrabbit hole is versus a badger hole. Now it's one of those moments that when you figure it out, it's going to be like, oh wow, okay, it's really that easy. So if you see a hole and you're like, holy smokes, that's a badger hole. If you see a hole, be like, well, yeah, it could be a badger. No, it's not a badger hole. It's most likely just a rabbit hole. So, or a coon den or something of that sort. When you see a badger den or badger hole, excuse me, you'll know for zero question. They are big. They're not gentle animals like a coon or what a rabbit's going to dig out or anything. So on this right here, again, we're going to kind of use the pre-existing. But one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to have kind of a little bit of a different twist on a dirt hole set, just because I don't want my trap so far deep in this grass because that's going to shy a coyote away. So I'm actually going to bring it out. But I'm going to use this exposed dirt to my benefit and actually put in a few different mouse holes. So it's a dirt hole, but it's actually a mouse hole set with a trap farther back. So we'll go ahead and get started on it. Alright, so what I'm doing is, with all this grass, this stuff's really good to blend in your trap. And so I'm saving it in the sifter pan. Just going to set it to the side. There's obviously a lot more I could get, but that's going to be plenty more than what I need to blend in my trap. Because again, it's going to be a dirt hole, so you're blending in. It's a little bit different than what a flat set looks like. Okay, so now we've got it blended. I don't have any of the holes dug yet. This stick was just laying right here, but this is great because we're going to use this as a guide stick. So we're kind of setting up, and I'm sure Brian can see it. He's standing on the trail right here as it goes forward. It goes along this edge, and then also there's another trail that's a tractor trail just to the left of us. So this is going to have a lot of eye appeal. The thing about it is it's right on this trail right here. And so it's almost a blind set too, which means that you'd have no idea there's a trap here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this stick right here. So that way if a coyote doesn't smell it, it's going to walk over and step on it. For example, if we have a north wind, north is behind us, this stick is going to help as a guide for us. So that way the coyote will step over the stick, if that makes sense. So this is kind of a multi-purpose. We're not done blending it quite yet, but as you can see, the dirt's a little bit lighter, but again, that's because we've dug up this stuff. And so if you just get some of this topsoil stuff, she'll get up. And it's also important that you don't want to put too much cover over your antifreeze dirt, because if you do, it'll actually freeze on top of it. I've I've had that problem a couple times this year already, missing coyotes, because I had too much on top, too much fluff going on. So I've got enough on there that I feel confident with the amount of wind we have that it'll eventually, here in 2 days, actually get to where I want it to be. Right now it's heavy, but we don't have moisture coming in until Thursday. Today's Sunday, so we should be sitting okay. But I'm also going to take my, I've got another plunger in here, and I'll use that other plunger to make a couple mouse holes, and that's what I'm actually going for. This is just added side appeal. I'll probably put something down in that hole, whether it's just some hair or something like that, buffalo or deer hair, whatever. When I groom out coyotes, I save that hair. I'll use some of that hair just to add kind of some curiosity scent to it. But yeah, I honestly, truly cannot say it's made a difference. Like, I actually think it doesn't. I think it's just more work, but I still do it. Alright, so what I got here, this is just some, I've got a buddy who raises buffalo, and so I go to his barbed wire fences and pick up the hair. It's free. Again, I cannot say that this actually makes a difference, but it ain't gonna hurt. So I'm actually just gonna take this, wad it up, and I'm gonna throw it down the big dirt hole we got here, just for visual eye appeal. And then actually my mouse holes are gonna have the bait and lure in them. I might put a little bit of bait back here, some smelly stuff, but it won't be too much. So I'm just using the stick and just gonna get it down in there. You can kind of see it. Again, that's why I question if it actually, the effectiveness of it. A lot of people use it, a lot of people say good things about it. I've caught them with and without. So now I've got some bait, and I'll just get a little bit, and I'm actually going to put on that buffalo, I guess. It's probably the best thing I should do, but it's nothing too much. You never want to drip it on your trap bed, but something like that right there. And so what that does is it'll keep them there longer, and that's what you want. You want a coyote at your set for the longest amount of time as possible, because you want to get that foot placement. You'll have a lot of times when you have snow or dry dirt, usually snow is the best teacher, but you'll have a coyote come right up and they'll step. The trap bed's right here where we want him to step, but he'll step right here and then leave. We don't want him to step right there and leave. We want him to step here, 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 here. You know, we want him to look around and dance around and kind of dig in these holes a little bit. So you don't want to get too wild on the scents, because what will happen is you'll blow them out. There's just too much going on. But the scents I'm using are not overpowering, so I'm not too concerned about blowing this coyote out. And if a badger comes up, he's done. Trying out some new stuff today. So I just take that and drop her down the hole. One thing I'm going to make sure I do before I leave is make sure those sticks that have the lure and bait on them are deep in the hole, so that way a coyote can't grab them. Because what they'll do is they'll pull them out and then they'll roll on them or piss on them, and yet you don't end up catching them. So you just want to make sure that the stick's fine to be visible, but you just want to make sure that coyote has to work at getting that thing pulled out. And again, I'm trying some different stuff today. I try to give it a good handful of times of use before I make my decision on it, and it can vary from year to year, but not always. So far everything I put in the trap or in the ground right now is good stuff. I know it's good. I've heard good things about it. I just haven't had that good of luck with it, so that's why I'm continuing to use it to see if I can't learn what I'm doing wrong or what's going on. But that's it for this hole.